Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thought for the Day. Once in royal David's city stood a lowly cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ her little child. He came down from earth to heaven, who is God and Lord of all, and his shelter was a stable, and his cradle was a stall. With the poor and mean and lowly, lived on earth our Saviour holy. Those first two verses of today's carol talk about Jesus living on earth, starting from lowly beginnings, being born in with the animals and being laid in a food trough, such a simple thing to use as a cot. A couple of weeks ago, I was privileged to record a monologue for the Havant Passion Plays Living Advent Calendar, playing the part of the innkeeper's wife, who had just helped Mary while she was giving birth. I talked about Mary's beaming face lighting up the whole place, and how she was full of hope and love and expectation. We did quite a few takes before it was just right, and each time I felt that I understood the character more and more. I was quite simply a typical innkeeper's wife of the day, who didn't understand exactly who Jesus was. But she knew that something special had just happened. Something had happened in the most basic of conditions that would eventually light up the whole world. Sometimes things can happen to us that we don't fully understand, but we instinctively know that it's something special, something from God. Mary knew Jesus was special, and her hope, love, and expectation would have continued throughout Jesus' life, because she didn't just have a role in carrying Jesus through pregnancy. She was there nurturing him in his infancy and offering support throughout his childhood, and maybe even making sure that he ate well and looked after himself as an adult. Jesus came into the world in humble beginnings and lived a simple first-century Jewish life. And so he understood human suffering and struggles. Verse 4 of the carol says, "For he is our childhood's pattern. Day by day, like us, he grew. He was little, weak, and helpless. Tears and smiles like us he knew. And he feeleth for our sadness, and he shareth in our gladness." God came to earth in Jesus and lived among us and understands what it's like to feel human. God shares all of our trials and tribulations, as well as our joys and those special times. So whether we're going through the joys or the struggles of life, let's remember Mary's beaming face lighting up the whole room, or the innkeeper's wife knowing that something very special had just happened. And then we can be like Mary, full of hope and love and expectation.